But when he came, he was a pain in my, literally a pain. What he would do is, periodically, I'd see the slide going by my head, okay, which was disconcerting. But then, you know, they had this stuff to lubricate the slide. Oh. And he would get me right in the back. It was cold, you know, so I would, if I was playing, I'd bite down on my mouthpiece, which would get this squeak come out, and I've got a big horn, right? I'm playing Barry. It's a big horn, makes a big sound, makes a big squeak. Okay. So one time, I thought I'd get him back. He had done this to me once too often. So he was down there at the low register. I grabbed the end of his slide, and we explored his low register. He didn't bother me again. But going back to the Big Band Chronology, I have to thank my friend Jack Seaford. Jack Seaford, he has a house down in Avalon, and that's where I met him. Come into the library, and I happened to have a picture of that band I was with up in Vermont, and we just happened to be talking, and he said he was interested in big band music, and I said, oh, hey, I've got the picture for you, and I'd whip it out, and then he said, yeah, you know, my good friend Woody Herman. Jack Seaford met Woody in 1937 down at Wildwood, and they became lifelong buddies, and Jack gave the eulogy at Woody's funeral in 1987. He was Woody's unofficial archivist. He had a lot of records, posters, memorabilia. Woody would give him air checks and all sorts of stuff, which Jack donated to the Smithsonian in 1997. And I'll be seeing Jack next week because he's moving into assisted living, and he has been giving me some material, books and records, which I've been using and putting on our show. But he showed me this calendar of it was Big Band calendar, and every day on the calendar there was some event, and of course it was just a few sentences or a word, or you know, maybe just a sentence. And what I've been doing is using that calendar as a basis, and plus adding a lot more material. I've been fleshing that out. Initially, I thought I'd just give it to the DJs for Sounds and Big Bands, sending it to them by email on Thursday nights, so that, you know, that's the closest I could cut it to the Saturday show and be able to have it done on my end. I've since offered on the radio to, if you emailed us at swingtimeradio@yahoo.com, and let me know that you wanted it, I would send it out to them. I've got 2 people that do that right now. But we've also put it on a blog called the Palomar. Now, I don't know if you remember, the Palomar was a ballroom in California. The big thing about it, that burnt down and took all of Charlie Barnett's music, all the instruments with it. A great picture of Charlie standing there with an alto saxophone. At least we think it's an alto saxophone. That was just completely melted. This blog is called the Palomar blog, and I put it out there every Thursday night so people can see this. The blog has to do with big band music, and George Spink, who runs that, is a writer, had a program in Chicago on National Public Radio about jazz and big band music, and he's agreed to host that blog. And so what you see there is what went out Thursday night, and has to do with this coming week. So Thank you, Jack Seifert, and thank you for allowing me to perpetuate the memory of this music.